Hi everyone, welcome to the latest update. In this update we've done a lot of things, but I'm just going to focus on a couple of things here. The first thing that I'm going to show you is, as you can see, this is the beginning of an encounter. It's a little different now. We've created different encounter shapes. This is an ambush. So the ambush, of course, would have the enemies placed closer to you. You can still choose to move away from them, but of course in a tighter quarters here, it could be quite an issue, especially since some of these enemies are faster than I am. The next thing I want to show you is that we now have skins and roles. They're displayed above a target whenever you hover over it. And they just are basically going to give you a little bit of information about the target. This is going to be really helpful in case you're going up against an enemy for the very first time. You know what they're about. So in the case of this Gnoll, he's a shielded guardian. The standard just is his rank. As you can see, there are minions, there are standard, it goes up to elite, bosses, and legendary. In the case of the Goblin, he's a hot-headed fighter. Now the first part there, the hot-headed or the shielded, is what we call a skin. They tell you about the defense of the entity, which means, for instance, hot-headed is going to be a little bit faster, but they're very weak to taunt. The Gnolls are shielded, which means that they have more defense from the front. Aquatic means that they're strong against water and they're weak against fire. And then the second part, the Guardian or support or fighter, of course tells you about their role. So fighters are going to be melee characters that come and attack you, Guardians are going to defend, and support is going to support, cast heals, buffs, debuffs, that kind of thing. The last thing that I wanted to show you here is that we also have the capacity to change the name of entities based on their rank. We're also going to extend that to, and you also can see the height also varies. We're going to extend that to sort of a hue saturation pass so you can change the color of things. So you can get a lot of mileage out of your enemies. You just import one skin and you've got 5 potentially different enemies that you can make based on their rank. So here we have a Gnoll Putt as a minion, and he becomes a full-fledged Gnoll at standard, and from there you can go elite or burly or whatever you want to do. If you're a fan of EverQuest like I was, hearkening back to the days of Blackburrow. Here's something else I wanted to show you. Here, my rogue is standing on a trap. This goblin put some sticky spittle beneath me. Now, the way that traps work is as long as I don't move, I'll be okay. Unfortunately, the rogue does have to get around to the back of a target in order to do damage. Thankfully, I have a backhand maneuver here, which is going to orient the target away from me, and I'm going to backstab them. So I won't get off this trap. I'll stay there, and I'll even keep my back against the wall so the dodge doesn't push me off the trap and I don't trigger it. Okay, so now I'm about to win this encounter. I have a 100% chance here. And what we're going to show you is the very beginnings of the victory screen. Of course, there's going to be a lot more pomp and circumstance added, a lot more flash and fireworks, but here you have it. It zooms in on the person who dealt the killing blow. There'd be a treasure chest that comes up here in the middle, and then you'd have all of your loot. But we've got the loot here in game, as you can see, and I can drag it out so we can see we got a wizard's cap here. As you can see, it's good for my wizard. I can see that he already had a wizard's cap equipped, but this one is a higher level as denoted by the 6 instead of the 2. So we'll just double click, it equips to the wizard. Now this is a pretty big improvement here too. The cosmic lore, I can also just double click here and it'll go to the wizard. It's telling me there that he's going to gain 9% aim, 9% focus, and a little bit of magical power. So we'll do that. Now these daggers are level 2. It happens to be what is equipped on my rogue already. So if I double click these, they're going to go into that bag up there, and that just converts it to gold. I could also bring it up here and just double click and it would convert it to gold. The barbarian garb as well. And so once that's done, as you can see, now we have combat clearing, and I could continue with the exploration phase. What we're working on next is, of course, the dungeon, so we can go from one floor to the next. And then the game will be very close to playable. We'll be working on ability media next, and that should be a really big thing to see. So we'll hopefully get you another update in about a month or so you can check the progress on that. Thanks.